in the show, there are a lot of movies from American movies from the 70s that were referenced. Were a lot of them like in your childhood? Is that why you chose to use them, or is there a certain reason?
僕はですね、高校生の頃にすごくアメリカの文化に憧れてアメリカに行きたいなと思ってたんですけど、その頃は夢は叶わなくてですね、でアメリカの70年代の映画っていうのをですね、毎日テレビで放映されてたんですけれども、それをずっと見ていて、アメリカ映画からいろんなことを学んだ部分っていうのが多かったので、それを作品に反映させることでですね、今日本の若い人っていうのはアメリカ文化にあまり憧れを抱かなくなってるんですけれども、僕らの世代はやっぱりすごくアメリカによってですね、いろいろ勉強してきたという思いがあるので、それを日本の若い人たちにもちょっと伝えたいなというような思いがあって、オマージュとしてですね、随分アメリカ映画を劇中に登場させたりはしております。
When I was a high school student, I adored American culture, and I watched a lot of TV with American movies on TV. I couldn't make the dream of going to US true, but there was a lot that I learned by watching TV and movies on TV. And looking back at that experience, I wanted to reflect the experience that I had from those movies in the works that I did. These days, young generation in Japan don't seem to have the same adoration that I had for American cultures that I did. But I wanted to tell them about the excitement that I felt and the experience I had in watching such TV series, the movies. And that's why I wanted to reflect that in my works.
Next question.
I just wanted to say that Ghost in the Shell was one of my first anime, and I've been a long time fan of it, so for that, good job guys. But I just wanted to start off by asking, what was your basis or your motivation behind creating Beauty and the Beast?
今ですね、日本の若い人たち、おそらくここに集まっている人たちと同世代の人たちがですね、生きていく上で目標を見失っているところがあるんですね。日本は高度経済成長を迎えて非常に豊かな国になったんですけれども、学生たちが自分たちの将来社会人になるときにどういう仕事をしたいかとかですね、どういうふうな夢を持って社会に出ていきたいかというようなことをですね、あまりイメージできない国になってしまったんですね。その理由は政治家や大人たちにも責任があると思うんですけれども、とっても国自体が目標を見失ってしまっているようなところがあって、僕はなんかそれがすごく寂しいなという気がしてですね、今の若い人たちに自分だったらどういうふうに将来を生きたいかとかですね、どういったことをしていけば世の中がもっと楽しいものになるかとかっていうことをですね、若い人たちに考えてもらいたくてですね、このアニメーションを作ったというところがあります。
These days, young generations in Japan seem to be living their lives without really any aim or goal. And that wasn't the case when Japan as a country was in younger days, and the economic development was at a much higher pace. And these days, younger generation doesn't seem to know what it is they want to do when they grow up and they want to work, or they just don't seem to have much of any dreams. They seem to be lost. And some people blame the politicians, but country as a whole seems to be at a loss, and it doesn't seem much of a course. And I find that worrisome. So I wanted people to think about what might be fun, what would make the country better. I really didn't want them to think about what would be the aim or the goal that they should have. And that's how I created the work.
Next question.
Hello. First off, I mainly just want to know what how you came up with this one character concept. I was wondering what brought up the idea of this huge entity persona, just this overwhelming force known as Mr. Outside, because he seems to be like this huge goal that all the characters are just trying to figure out who he is, what is his reason for being, and why is he doing this game. I would just like to know what brought this just entity to life. That's all.
先ほども言ったんですけども、若い人たちがね、何をやればいいかっていう動機を失ってるっていう部分があるんですけれども、今の若い人たちっていうのは、その与えられたものに対してですね、消費をするだけでなかなか自分たちからものを作っていこうっていう発想を失ってしまってるんですね。要するに自分たちの生活の見えている部分の外側、アウトサイド、外側から与えられたものにのみ反応していると、そういう部分っていうのがあって、あえて皮肉を込めてですね、その指令を出してくるのはアウトサイド、外側にいるものからの指令が出てくるということでですね、アウトサイドという名前を付けています。つまりそれはですね、物語の登場人物たちの生活の外側にいるものということですね。それがその正体のヒントになっているんじゃないかなというふうに思います。当然彼らはですね、そのノブレス形態というものを渡されてミスターアウトサイドの正体に迫っていくと思うんですけれども、それはですね、物語の中にニートという形でですね、今の若者たちが描かれてますけれども、彼らが自分たちのその引きこもっている自分たちの空間から外に出た時にそのミスターアウトサイドの正体が見つかるんじゃないかなというふうに、そんな謎かけの意味を込めてですね、ミスターアウトサイドという名前を付けています。
As I said earlier, the younger generation in Japan seems to have lost their motive to strive, and they just seem to be spending whatever it is that they were given, and they don't want to create anything for themselves. And what is given from the outside, that I took that concept of outside and created that character as a bit of an irony. As these characters take directives from the outsider, they are guided by they're guided by the orders from the character, and that is actually the hint in who outsider really is. These characters have cell phones that they get the orders from, and they all strive to get closer to who this character really is. There's a mention of needs, or the jobless ones in Japan, and they're isolated beings, and that is all creating a puzzle that is who this character Mr. Outside is.
All right. Good question. Next question.
Hi. I'd like to know what some of your sources of inspiration was for the story and animation.